it's all about those perspectives. And when I was going through the structure of the questions, uh, I think I still remember uh, on our first session wherein we talked about that what are those one or two intentions or expectations I may have. And I remember I have written two things that for me it was around 1.5 year of the first program of Peter. And I mentioned as very clear cut that I want to come back on the coaching track. And when today I was thinking before even the class where I am today. So for that transition, I think it's not only on the track, on the quantity perspective, that now I'm again in the touch of those practices and that framework and I'm able to pursue it. But on the qualitative part, I think it's beyond my expectations, Leon. I literally never imagined that coaching can be even those perspectives of transformative. It's not that I have been part of this practices and your sessions, but then I have really experienced it being a coachee as well as being a coach. And immense grateful to you for being part of my life in some other way. So thank you so much here. Uh, I also mentioned a little more specifically about uh, what has been inspiring or surprising for me here. Uh, I think in Hindi we say, Jin khoja tin paiya. The more I explore, the more I want to be there and the more I want to continue there. So there has been, I think, a lot of those practices, tools, though you did not use a word, even the tools, but when I read any of your chapter, it's filled with those exercises, those examples. And for me, I think every page looks like a practice. And I'll give you those small examples here. Like today, when you are talking about uh, who am I, and then I am, and then I am, you are. So for me, those small bites become a practice and it touches me so deeply. And it just one word comes out from me is wow. So I think it's been touching to me even at that minor granular level. And you also mentioned about which one has touched me the most. uh, I think in one of your guided sessions, I really experienced that sacred space. And in that the breakout room, I shared to my fellow colleagues, there is this has never happened. Being part of that guided journey which you carried for all of us, I think that was a very amazing experience for me particularly. Also on the coaching journey part, I think it was about the perspective of tuning in. Oh my God! I think that's really beyond my perspective. Wherein, so for me, it was only about what's happening with you. That's how I used to begin in that any of the coaching engagement. But then when you say, okay, go to the second level, which is about energy, emotions, what's happening at that level, and then going beyond the third level, that what is this small Sunil or what is that small person within you is saying or wants to convey that message. So I think that has been very transformative for me, particularly that tuning in perspective. On the last question which you said about uh, anything which wants to come in again. So for me, I want to be even in this space of being with practice of 1 to 9 and going again and again with these practices, because I have not completed. So for me, it's this session, you may call it foundation, but for me, it's been a mastery one. Yeah, so so this is a mastery session for me, and because that's reference I started. So for me, the delta is beyond my expectations, and that's where I am. And I still remember in the first session wherein you given us a homework of having those stages. So start of the end to mid of the end to the end of the end. So I'm still in that between start to the mid of the end, but very fortunate enough that Leon is there. And even in my last session, I used the word of Shubhra, which she said, Leonized. Yeah, so I'm still there, and sincere gratitude to Leon and Amrita for bringing this perspective and this journey. The last point here from my side is I think addition to what I've experienced, very beautiful things, Leon, here is the way you respond to the queries of the fellow colleagues. Because your response itself, though your book says 9 practices, but your response I have noted down many times, and that becomes for me the practice 10, practice 11, practice 12. Yeah, because that gives me completely different perspective, the way you have either responded to Krishna, to Ravi, to Vijay, yeah, to many other people. But your responses become even a practice for me. So I want to be in that space, and once again, sincere gratitude to you.